You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others crawl, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake, na Afrika itakwisha.
Padhani ya gosho ngai no mwega na endesho de.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe
open that we have not agreed, so that we carry this conversation forward. And you did state that we may have tomorrow Tuesday, we may have tomorrow Wednesday. Are we clear, members?
Yes.
We did not agree in anything. They gave us 10 according to what they are going to have a conversation with EPRA. And we did state 35 up to 30. That was the communication. With all due respect, we respect each one of us here. Yes. And that is what we want it to go out, so that to our members and to the nation, that we did not come here in anything or to set up anybody. Together with the government, we are law-abiding citizens, and we abide by the law. Thank you.
With all due respect, and the respect that we have been given today here, as you can see, my sisters and brothers and the citizens of this nation, we want to extend that respect to the media and to the nation. What we have agreed here, I can confirm. The CS Mbadi and CS Mukomen are seated here, Wandai. I'm sorry for that. And our able governor, that the strike has been suspended. That is what I want our Kenyan citizen to hear. And since we have a nation to build and a government to run, Kenya is ours and we should build it. So therefore, on behalf of our transport stakeholder, our partner and our corporate, on behalf of our TSP, I want to assure them that since we have suspended the strike, give room to negotiation, and if that does not, that we are not able to agree, we'll come back for the same. But for today, the nation should run. Thank you very much.
All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Udwochegero. I hope my sound is loud and clear. Are you seeing my sound is loud and clear? How my sound is clear? People of the internet, my name is Udwochegero, and this is Political Headache coming to you at 7:30 in the evening. We have had a paralysis in the country for the last several hours. I don't know whether it's been 24 hours or about 30 hours. Or Mr. Nyamuri, how long have we been having this standstill between the government and the Matatu Association?
I think it could be 48 hours. It went on for about 24 hours.
24 hours, eh?
You remember the strike started on Monday,
okay,
and it ended
today at around lunch time.
Yes, about 36 hours.
Around 36 hours.
Yes.
So that is what has been happening, people of the internet. But now we are back to business, and a lot of people that support this government are saying, look, there was no need for us to do this. As a matter of fact, Mr. Joachim, who is joining me tonight, Mbadi said that this is uncalled for. the other day. Now they have reduced. I think perhaps we should listen to Murkomen. Murkomen is talking about the price change. You have that video? Murkomen is talking about the price change. You have that video? Yes. He's talking for about a minute, talking about the price change that we are having.
The government is also fully cognizant of its responsibility to protect Kenyans from high cost of living. In fulfillment of this responsibility, the government last month reduced VAT on petroleum prices by 8%. The government also utilized the Petroleum Development Levy to stabilize fuel prices. This is high. Consequently, the government last night took additional measures to remedy the situation by reducing the price of diesel by 10 shillings per litre. The government also took the same step based on the negotiations that took place yesterday to rationalize the prices of kerosene and diesel by increasing the price of diesel by 38 shillings to avoid adulteration as requested by the stakeholders in the transport sector.
So those are the things that are happening today. I am joined by the SG of Safina Party, Mr. Nyamori. I want you to say that Wanjigi did a very good job at Citizen the other day. But let me allow you to introduce yourself to the people of the internet before I put you in that tight corner. Yeah.
My name is Joshua Nyamori.
Okay.
I'm a man from a small village called Nyamwari.
Okay.
In Kisumu. Yeah.
Okay. But what do you do? A lot of people say that you work for this government, although they don't know the position that you hold.
I'm a lawyer in private practice.
Okay.
Yes, but I am a member of the United Democratic Party, a loyal foot soldier.
Okay.
Of the party.
Okay.
And I am sold and I believe in the manifesto of UDA as is being implemented under the bottom-up manifesto.
Okay.
And therefore I support President William Ruto in the implementation of that manifesto, and I support fully his re-election. Yes.
His re-election?
Yes.
A lot of people will differ with you, right? You know that. A lot of people are differing with you. There's so much noise around President Ruto. What is the reason why there is so much noise about President Ruto? I mean, somebody cannot be... Is it that bad?
No. You know, the issue is that President William Ruto was in the mental construct of a number of privileged Kenyans. Not the kind of person they expected to be there, because he does not come from the big families. And they keep asking, whose son is he? Okay? And he was able to prove them wrong ever since he joined politics. You remember when he joined politics to be MP for his constituency, Mui told him off in support of his long-term friend Chesire. But he proceeded and beat Chesire. And since then, he's never lost any election. So a number of them have never believed that he has actually come this far. A number of them also have a problem because he's dealing with issues that they have never been able to deal with. Where they failed, he's been able to crack some of those challenges.
Okay.
Yes.
About the fuel, before I go to SG of Safina Party, Mr. Joachim Simeo, Honorable, he's the incoming Senator of Nairobi County.
Against Sifuna? I thought Sifuna was there.
Sifuna is no longer going to be vying for the Nairobi senatorship. Apparently he's become bigger than Nairobi.
Now I understand.
Okay.
I actually understand why they have created Sifuna.
Okay.
Into, some balloon that is just about to burst. because he's actually planning to take Sifuna's seat in Nairobi. So they lying to him that he can be president.
Yeah.
And yeah.
If Ruto can be president, Sifuna can be president based on your knowledge and based on what you're saying, right?
It takes more than just declaring on social media that you can be president and making noise on TV.
Okay.
It takes to work through structures of a political party and build structures all over the country. Now you need to build structure over 40,000 polling centers. Sifuna was privileged to have been the Secretary General for the largest, one of the largest political parties in this country. But unfortunately, I have followed him ever since he started rebelling. And there's one thing that is very clear, that he might be very popular on social media in the streets, but he does not control the ODM structures. I have never seen Sifuna and his team convene the Central Committee of the party, the National Executive Council, the National Governing Council, the National Delegates Conference. I have never seen them move to any county and convene a county delegates meeting. So I'm not even sure that there is any polling center structure that he controls. And in politics, unless you control the structures, you cannot. President William Ruto joined KANU and worked his way through the structures. And by the time he was leaving KANU, he walked away with quite a big chunk of KANU structures. No wonder the KANU wilted away thereafter. And when he joined URP, he transformed that into a structure. He moved into ODM with that structure, moved with it into URP, and he moved with it into Jubilee. And he used his relationship with President President Uhuru Kenyatta to penetrate areas that he did not have support on, especially Mount Kenya, and build structures in those areas.
Okay.
So by the time he was running for elections, he controlled structures. Sifuna cannot compare.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Mr. SG. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
What do you think about what has happened today? We had a very furious meeting yesterday happening between Murkomen. There was Wandayo Peo, but now there seems to be a very good relationship with different parties, and they have decided, okay, we're going to accept the slashing of 10 shillings on diesel. We are going to accept the VAT reduction. And so let's go back to normalcy and go on. What do you think about that?
It's a well-played movie. It's a good script executed with the excellent acting.
Okay.
Because we saw yesterday the team furiously disagreeing with the experts live on camera. And they said, with all due respect, we want a cut of more than 30 shillings on diesel, on all fuel. But today, all of a sudden, something has changed, and everyone is speaking with a smile on their face, saying that we have to bite the bullet and bear with the things as they are.
Yeah.
But I want to also believe and let Kenyans know that this strike was not going to yield the results that every Kenyan would want, because it came in late. Any strike that mostly brings change is a strike to stop something from happening.
Okay.
Not to protest after it has already happened.
Okay.
So if government had announced that they will increase the price of fuel, and then the strike sets in to stop the increase, that's an effective strike. And again, who initiated the strike? It's one sector of the economy, the matatu industry, Which means, where are the other people? Are the other people who are not in the matatu industry not being affected? Where are the the long distance truck people? Where are the taxis? Where are the farmers? Where are the manufacturers? Where are industries? So this was not a wholesome thing. If it's being sponsored by one sector, it's easy for government to deal with.
Okay.
Because you just look at the room, who is the most noisy person.
Okay.
Then you look for a bond.
Do you think we saw that noisy person?
Yeah, we saw the noisy person. and you could easily identify him from the crowd.
Okay.
So that's the person you talk to. Because he's the one who was
Nyamori is asking you who was the noisiest.
Nyamori knows. He's feigning ignorance.
Okay.
Yes. So the guy he's talking about, that he called in on TV47 when he was on the show, the person who was the soloist of the Resistance song, who said, with all due respect, we are not going to accept. We have not agreed. And the key word on that statement is we have not agreed. Agreed on what? And you also need to know, before that broke out, a video leaked.
A video leaked?
It leaked, and it was leaked by Cyprian Nyamwamu.
Cyprian Nyamwamu.
Yes.
He comes from which divide?
Cyprian Nyamwamu is what Nyamori would call Joluo Mawar.
Cyprian is my friend. Cyprian, we were in students' activism together. We were in youth activism and civil society together. So he's a man I respect, even though we are opposing sides of the divide.
So the guy leaked a video. And in that negotiation, the person who was in charge of the negotiation was Dennis Itumbi. So our experts were just spectators in the chemical reaction, spectator ions. So the bottom line is that the strike was not going to yield the fruits. And again, the questions that Kenyans must now ask themselves, that as it has been accepted by the matatu sector, does it now make it acceptable to every Kenyan? Does it take away the effect on the pocket of every Kenyan? Because look at the price of diesel. It's higher than petrol. Look at its effect on our lives. What runs on diesel? It's usually heavy engines, long distance trucks, matatus, manufacturing centers, which means that there is an increment in price and the cost of living shall go higher than it is. So what I want to tell Kenyans is we have a bigger problem. The reason why this strike is not going to solve any problem is because we have a bigger problem. And this strike is a symptom.
It's a symptom of that bigger problem. But I want to ask you, because I want to ask you about something, because you're talking about people that are in farming that did not go to the road. We have long distance haulers that did not go to the road. We have several other, related industries that use fuel that did not go to the road to protest. And I'm wondering, why are you apportioning blame to these other people that did not show up on the road, or are you apportioning the blame to the matatu industry for bulking to the pressure of the government, to speak?
I am not apportioning blame on anyone. So let's start with the matatu industry. When they are in that room pushing for reduction of fuel, what is their problem with fuel? With the price of fuel? So if you are the one representing government and you are facing these people from the matatu industry, when they tell you that you have to lower the price of fuel, what reason do they have?
Because this is going to be bad for the passengers.
For the passengers? So it's not their problem, it's the passengers' problem, right?
No, you are trapping me. So
no. I'm not. I want you to imagine.
Maybe I don't know.
Yes.
Actually, no. Tell me the reason.
Yes. So
it feels like you're trapping
I want
me.
you to think like a government person trying to persuade the Matatu people to accept things the way they are.
Okay, draw me that scenario.
Yes.
Draw for me that scenario.
So what would you tell them to accept that fuel should not be reduced?
Tell me.
You tell them you will just pass this cost to the consumer. It's not your problem. Yes. So how much money has increased on diesel? Say 40 shillings.
46.
So find a way of putting it on the passenger. It's not your problem. And you keep them at that tight corner.
Okay.
If they
you tell them what is your problem.
Yeah. If they prove adamant, you say now we've reduced 10 shillings, so you can manage the 30.
Okay. I want to go to Nyamuri then. Nyamuri, what is going on in the country? Because as somebody who is a supporter of the government, we want to. What is going on with the fuel?
Now, Jagero, you know, I listened to Simiyu, and unfortunately, he's simplifying a very serious matter.
Okay.
We are in a crisis, deep in it.
Okay.
Because you know that diesel, where the battlefront is, not only fuels the public sector transport, but also fuels plant in the agricultural and manufacturing sector, the long haulers, which are then logistics for transportation of food. And so it hits home to almost every household, including and especially the poor. Now, because of this crisis, it is important that we diagnose the problem properly and then, prescribe the solution.
Okay.
And, the crisis is because of the increase in landed fuel costs. The landed cost of fuel, which started in April, when the government immediately then responded by first, putting in 5 billion shillings from road maintenance levy. The petrol development levy. And then after that, the government further reduced VAT from 16% to 13%. And then further, the president directed that it be reduced to 8%. Now, again, when there was a spike in the landed costs last week, on 14th, the government then had no option but to announce the increment that were on diesel especially, and protected kerosene. Then that immediately then brought another problem that was raised by the stakeholders, that because of the protection that was given to kerosene, there was likelihood of, adulteration of fuel. And the government listened and agreed that it was critical, it was even more critical than costs, because adulteration of fuel would lead to, damage to engines. That they then, increase the cost of kerosene and reduce by 10 shillings per liter the cost of diesel.
Okay.
And you see, I hear people saying there was no agreement last night. That was a significant agreement, to the extent that there is that variation on kerosene and petrol and diesel. Now, some people expected that meeting to come up with the exact costs of diesel and the exact cost of kerosene.
You mean the meeting that was attended by?
The meeting last night by the Matatu owners and Matatu operators, and Kaunda was presenting tourist guides, something. And so, but you see, that was a consultative meeting. The law defines who sets prices and which is EPRA. EPRA was just a representative in that meeting. So EPRA had to then sit as EPRA and not just make, a whimsical decision, but consider the fiscal implications of any decision they would make. So on consideration of all that, they came up before we slept last night, I saw it around midnight, of reducing the cost of diesel to 10%.
10 shillings?
By 10 shillings.
Yeah.
Now, it is important to appreciate that the EPRA and any other government body that has to make decisions on this matter have to do it within a very, tight fiscal space, fiscal policy space, especially considering the historical debts that are taking almost over 60%, said I think 67% of our expenditure, and that the remaining has to go to support the county government, has to support operation and maintenance of the national government, have to support education.
We are connected with Odhiambo Tieno, yeah? We are already connected with Odhiambo Tieno. He's listening in because I want to ask him a question after
have to support education.
Yeah.
And some of these are areas that it would be very difficult. For instance, Kenya cannot, after a consultative meeting, declare that they are not going to pay, commitment on debts. So when out of those consultations, what could be decided so far was to reduce the diesel cost by 10 shillings.
Okay.
For me, I think it is still high.
All right. You mean the diesel?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still painful. My view is that in a very consultative and open process, we should still try and look at what else can be reduced, but what is the implication of that reduction?
Okay.
Let us not use a machete to hack into the revenue or expenditure side without considering the economic, both macro and micro economic implications of some of those.
Mr. Joachim, Odhiambo, how are you doing? Are you on the line?
I'm amazing as usual. I can listen to you.
Okay, very good. I want to come to Joachim later after I've talked with Odhiambo about the fact that Joachim has got very serious theories about why the government is actually upping the cost of diesel and the cost of petrol. He's saying that there is a 300 billion Kenya shillings loan that is maturing on the 31st of June.
Before 30th.
Before 30th
of June.
Yes. So that is something that I want to ask you, because a lot of people, I spoke with a lot of people and they thought that is mythical, that is theoretical. Nobody has seen it. And I'm coming to ask you about that thing. But I want to ask Odhiambo, because Odhiambo wrote a very long post online. And he's actually, Mr. Nyamuri, Odhiambo has a big problem with the communication that is being done by the government specifically. He says that there is a way the government should always communicate the things and the troubles so that as we move together as a country, the country is also moving and the people are also understanding why the government is doing specific things. Mr. Odhiambo, you have a big problem with the communication from the side of the government, that every time they are caught off guard by whatever is happening, they think that they are communicating, but communication is falling flat on its face, and Nyamuri is not helping enough to consult for the government and tell them what exactly they should be doing. Can you tell me a little bit of what you think this situation should have been handled?
Well, one, Nyamuri is doing an excellent job because Nyamuri and myself, we thought as the proactive who are at the extreme periphery of the state to come up with a way of helping the state communicate. And Nyamuri knows that we've tried our best. Communication is an ecosystem that cannot work in silos. The challenge with this, with the communication within this government as is now, is it's siloed so much that Wandai and the Ministry of Energy, Mbadi in the Ministry of Finance, it's everybody saying his own thing.
Okay.
In communication operates like military and like medicine.
Okay.
Where you must have a central command area. Just like in the military, we have STRATCOM, strategic communication, I think it's Valley Road.
Okay.
The same way, communication must have the strategic presidential communication unit that is headed by a senior and a respected communicator or journalist.
Okay.
The challenge with the communication battalion within the presidential team is everybody has his own yard.
Okay.
And they want to control their own yard. They are in turn, what they're doing, they are spoiling for the president.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, you've asked me how could this be handled better?
Okay.
Communication is not just writing press releases and going to read them. Communication is a psychological process.
Okay.
We always know that on 14th there will be announcement of fuel prices.
Okay.
Everybody in the country knows that there is war in Iran.
Okay.
Everybody knows that there is a challenge with Ukraine on the other side. Everybody saw when Saudi Arabia and the Middle East largely, their oil fields were bombed. But seeing is a choice.
Okay.
So you make the eyes to see. How do you make the eyes to see? By sensitizing them 2 weeks in advance. By telling them, having people come out to the press, engaging the people in debate and telling them, you know what, we are going to have a possibility of a petrol price hike. Like what Moses Kuria did, for example. Moses Kuria said, I think 2 months before, he said, by May or June, we are going to have problems in terms of fuel pricing. But they disregarded Moses Kuria's statement. Now, people like Wandai, who have no iota of wisdom in communication, the same to Mbadi who is shouting every time.
Be careful.
Instead of being proactive and getting a communicator or getting a PR firm that can help them communicate properly. They are the same people who want to be the messenger. They cannot be the messenger. Because now, when the president comes back, and let's say somebody brilliant in State House or somebody brilliant within the opposition decides that they want to create Mbadi must go and Wandai must go. It will be painted as president is doing away with Wandai and Mbadi. Because when the demonstrations are loud that Wandai must go and Mbadi must go, it will be just that. As much as the president want to protect them, they will just have to go.
Yeah.
But people like
something that you say in your Facebook address and saying that do not panic, do not say and do not defend, seek to have a buy-in from the masses and not most manipulation. Kenya's moved beyond that, and this fuel issue can be handled by starting to prepare the masses ages before it actually happens. Human beings, you say, are conditioned and they can follow if you're taking them for a ride. Today's presser was a disaster. I don't know which presser you're talking about. The presser where the gentleman, with all due respect, was shouting behind Wandai and telling him that, what do you think should have happened there? Because did Wandai not foresee that these people are actually going to say, look, we have not agreed? And why was Wandai saying that they have agreed?
Wandai was simply trying to be a smart kid.
Okay.
You don't become a smart kid in a democratic space like this one. You just say the truth. Look, let me tell you, Jagiro. There was no house that was burning that we had to lie, okay? What Wandai should have said was that, hey, gentlemen and people of the press, we have had negotiations or discussions with the Matatu Association and the transport industry. These negotiations are not going to give immediate results. But we are discussing on a possibility of a return to normal as we sort this issue of fueling or the issue of price of fuel. We want you to give us more time, maybe in the next 1 week.
Okay.
We are going to be able to return to you with an agreement of how to solve this issue. You see, he took a ride and took those guys for a ride.
Yeah.
By saying that they have unanimously agreed.
Jamhuri wants to say something before you go on.
Yeah, you know, I know, you know, Odhiambo is a communication expert.
Okay.
So as an expert, you will always see, you know, gaps that could be there. And I think we can never get to the point where we can say that we do not need technical support and guidance to improve as a
Odhiambo, you have to mute the device from which you are listening to Mr. Nyamuri.
Okay.
As a society. And it's quite a lot still needs to be done. However, I think probably there was just some misinterpretation, or probably it was not communicated properly. In my view, there was no disagreement yesterday. Because, and the reason why I say that is I listened very carefully. And, you know, after reading posts on social media that there's a disagreement, I went and looked again. Honorable Wandai did not say that they had set the fuel price. He only talked about what they had agreed on. And he said that we have agreed on the fact that we will increase the price of kerosene and reduce the price of diesel. And say that EPRA would then make that decision thereafter. Probably there may have been part of the stakeholders who may have expected that the decision would be made in that meeting. But that meeting had no legal effect. It could not make a decision on, it had no legal authority to make a decision on fuel prices. That is within the mandate of EPRA. The other
but
thing,
EPRA was in the house, Mr. Nyamuri.
Even if EPRA was in the house, even if EPRA in the house, EPRA could not convert a consultative meeting
into their own meeting.
EPRA's statutory meeting.
Okay.
Okay, because EPRA's sessions are controlled by law. There's a time I went for, a US visa. But because we were guests of the state, the consular came to meet us in the ambassador's office. But he told us that, while this ambassador has introduced me to you, the law requires that you must come to my office.
Okay.
So even though I have no more further question to ask you, you must appear in my office.
Okay.
Because that decision to give us a visa could only be made in his office.
All right.
So EPRA had to convene as EPRA. EPRA could not purport to say that we attended a Kamkunji, and out of that Kamkunji, a decision has been made. Secondly, that EPRA, you see, associations and associations of matatu industry are like trade unionists. They would come and champion for the best that they could get. And it is within their mandate to champion. So when they said they need 46% reduction, as the beneficiaries of that change, they would not probably be very concerned about the implication of that 46%. But the law requires EPRA to consider a number of factors before arriving at a price.
Okay.
And hence the monthly, dashboard that they publish, showing people the factors that they have considered to be able to arrive at the prices that they had made.
All right.
So in my view, as I end, is that there was no contradiction. It is only that I think this man called Kaunda thought that meeting had the legal authority to make decisions. It could not make that.
Okay. Joachim, what do you think? What do you think about, Odhiambo is talking about because we only hear at midnight that fuel prices are going to, in fact, as a matter of fact, I was coming out of the studio and there was a long line at the petrol station outside on your left, and I was asking what is going on, and there was an announcement by EPRA that prices had just gone up. And Odhiambo is saying that there is communication failure on the side of the government, that what they should do is to prepare the people and find a way of how to let Kenyans know in a dignified way that this is going to happen, instead of people rushing around and crisscrossing the road and trying to get into a petrol station to fuel. Probably give them time and tell them, look, we are going to do this in the in the next 3 days. What do you think?
Odhiambo is offering a better way of lying.
Odhiambo is offering a better way of lying.
Yeah. He has a problem with how the Mbadis and the Wandais are doing, but he's offering a more effective way of lying.
Yeah.
So he wants to say, no.
Odhiambo does not have a problem with fuel prices.
Yeah, he does.
Up.
Yeah.
I also
he has a problem with how we are telling the people. So no. That's not how you tell them. Can you tell them this way? That's simply what he say.
Yeah.
So Kenyans are not fools.
Okay.
He's mentioning war in
Strait of Hormuz.
In Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
We put those into cognizance. And we recognize that those have effects on our lives. But we have questions that are those effects getting to the threshold of the pain we are going through? You had the government apologies saying that, we need not to cut into the revenue to do what. You see, that is the biggest. No, you see what he mentioned.
You can be allowed to walk away with any, attack on me.
Yeah.
But it is important that we conduct this in a very...
No. But how is it an attack when I call you a government apologist?
I'm not an apologist. I'm a believer in this government.
Yeah. So the choice of words is the problem.
I'm a lawyer.
All right.
You've been threatened live on the show.
No. I know how lawyers. I was born one, so he had to study to be who I am.
Okay.
So the problem I have, and Nyamori mentioned it.
Okay.
And he mentioned it in a subtle way that you think it's not the biggest issue.
Okay.
The biggest issue is the revenue for government.
Okay.
They are not going to back down, however, the pressure we put them. Because they have a target they have to reach.
You are telling me about that target?
Yes. The target they have to hit, and it's time-barred. So, with our estimated revenue until June 30th, the best we can do is to raise 500 billion. We can't go beyond that. With our the normal revenue streams. So the government has come up with a clever way of getting more meat from us. And how do you get more money? You go to where everyone goes. Fuel has a knock-off effect to everything. And not just petrol, because petrol is not running so many big things. You go to diesel, because that's where most people are.
Okay.
So when you add price on diesel, you're most likely to get more money. And they have, the government has its target of before June 30th, they need 300 billion to cover the deficit of 500 billion to offset maturing loans before the end of the financial year.
All right.
And that's a big concern for government. The reason I have a problem with that is that with this kind of strain that we are putting the Kenyan people through, how did they benefit from these maturing loans that we are going to offset? It's not about revenue to carry out government operations and pay salaries. It's to pay a debtor. So we need to interrogate that item. So that's why I started by telling you these are symptoms of a bigger problem.
Okay.
And my friend here has mentioned landing cost. So that you come and calculate and get to 244 shillings per liter on diesel.
Okay.
How much is landing cost per liter here? So that we can be able to do some calculations.
Okay.
Landing cost per liter is 117 shillings.
117 shillings.
Yes. So the government must tell us how they calculated cost, how they calculated taxes, because out of the total pump price,
Okay.
40% is taxes. Then if the landing cost is 17%, 117, how did they arrive at 246 per liter?
Okay.
So that they can tell us that with the war, this is the price, landing price, and this is how we have gone through taxes, cost of transportation, we are now on 246. They are not willing to get into such kind of discussion.
Odhiambo, I want to drop you for a minute because I want to call an economist, Mr. Opondo, who is going to be joining us live too. So I will drop you and then get you back soon.
Okay, that's fine.
So this is not a communication problem.
Okay.
Communication is they are trying to tune us, to come up, to see these things the way they want us. But they cannot hide in plain sight. It's about government looking for revenue.
Yeah.
And
Mr. Philip, how are you doing?
Very fine, brother.
Mr. Philip, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
All right. I'm getting into the program. Mr. Philip is an economist, and I'm going to ask him about the issue of fuel and taxes in a few. But then just hold on the line because Joachim is having his thought process still going on. So I'll get back to you immediately after Joachim is done.
Okay.
So the biggest concern here is government looking for revenue. And I have seen some of the people in the comment section telling me that when my party leader gets into government, we will be held to the same account that government must collect taxes. That's correct. Government must collect taxes. But on whose interest? Taxes for what? The issue is not collection of taxes. The issue is the purpose on which we collect taxes. The existence of government, the primary reason is so that the government can be able to take away stumbling blocks for the ordinary people, for them to be able to thrive. So those stumbling blocks are the things the government should be taking care of by the money it collects from the same people. Because government has only two sources of income. Tax and debt. Grant sometimes. So this government, if it is not going to hit the target that it needs before June 30th, then the small they will have collected, they will use the formula they have been talking about called securitization. That you need 300 billion, you have only 150. So you use the 100 as 50 and 50 as security for a loan to help you cover the deficit. So it becomes what? Where you borrow from Paul to pay Peter. And that's why we are saying it is not sustainable.
All right. I want us to listen to people of the internet. There is a conversation that Ndindi Nyoro had at the Fixing the Nation today. He talks about a few issues here. He's talking about things that he thinks should be done. Number one, if you look at, he's saying that the VAT should be reduced. Number two, he's talking about road maintenance levy fund and the securitization trap that he's talking about, which was raised from 18 Kenya shillings to 25 per litre via legal notice number 109 in July 2024. All right, which was, by the way, gazetted by the then Transport CS Kipchumba Murkomen and ratified by the National Assembly's Committee on November 2024. The increase delivered a 50% jump in collection from 80 billion to 119 billion in the financial year 2024-2025. Okay, all right. So critically, 12 shillings a litre of the levy, up from 17 shillings a litre, has been pledged to special purpose vehicle that raised 175 billion. Okay, he's also talking about the petroleum development levy, fuel stabilization fund, and he's also talking about importer and oil market margins. And when Joachim, you talked about the landing cost,
yes,
which is Kenya shillings 117, Ndindi Nyoro is arguing all these margins is what needs to go down. EPRA's gazetted maximum wholesale and retail margins total approximately 17 shillings a litre across importers, transporters, depot operators, wholesalers and retailers. The Institute of Economic Affairs Kenya found in 2025 analysis that these margins have been quietly rising. A finding that gained new salience after a section of oil marketers was caught hoarding oil in April of 2026. Okay? That would shift to about 13 billion a year from oil marketing companies to consumers, affecting private sector cash flows but not central government revenue. All right? So this directly was going to people that was not effectively going to the government. Okay, so those were the questions that were happening. Let's listen to the gentleman for about a minute, Mr. Ndindi Nyoro, on fixing the nation. You don't have that. I want to go to Mr. Philip. Mr. Philip, are you still on the line?
I am.
Yeah, what exactly do you, if you know what Ndindi Nyoro is talking about, he's talking about a stopgap of about 3 to 6 months of what should be done. But what do you think is the reason why we have got oil prices going up? How do you think that we should be bringing them down?
Okay, thank you, Jagero. Tell Joachim that I always like his views and insights.
Okay.
And I think everybody listening needs to be aware that there are conversations going on in Kenya about all critical issues of governance.
Okay.
Kenyans are getting enlightened and they know the truth of issues. I listen to Ndindi Nyoro myself.
Okay.
So I agree with those issues he raised. But now, these are the things I may want to state.
Okay.
Number one, there is an order of human needs.
Okay.
Basic economics. People do not want development before they are able to survive.
All right.
People survive by being able to afford basic commodities. If people cannot feed their children, their kids cannot go to school, they cannot pay rent, they are not able to clothe their children. It doesn't matter what SGR you are promising. It doesn't matter if you want to expand the roads. It doesn't matter if you want to expand JKIA. People must be capable of affording basic needs for them to survive fast. Okay. And that's why we measure the strength and the wellness of an economy using the consumer price index.
Okay.
Now, it is failure to make basic commodities affordable and accessible that has brought down many governments throughout history.
Okay.
The French Revolution was not about building big landing sites or baths or piers or airports. No, it was about the cost of bread.
Okay.
When the cost of bread is out of reach for ordinary citizens, there will be social pressure that can bring down government. Here in Kenya today, we know that fuel cost is a fundamental component of production in all sectors of the economy, including transport directly, including manufacturing of anything that we consume in this country. So the ripple effect of joking around with fuel prices immediately hits hardest the poor and the common ordinary citizens.
Okay.
Now, the stopgap measure. Government generates revenue, as Joachim has already stated, to fund, number one, normal recurrent operation, and number two, development operations.
Okay.
In the interim, while there is war in Iran that affects the global supply chain, it is important that the government of Kenya takes interim measures to cushion ordinary citizens from the exposures of what we call international economic shocks. The government should be able to reduce its own taxes.
Okay.
Even the so-called landing cost that has moved from 106 by 11 shillings to 117 within 1 month.
Okay.
And many people have questioned how that thing has moved that fast. Now, you had experts arguing that you cannot protect the profit margins of importers and distributors while citizens are exposed to these brutal economic shocks.
Okay.
So, I think Ndindi Nyoro and other economists have explained this a lot. They are insisting that we need to remove some of these levies and ensure that the price of fuel goes to below 200 shillings. Now, there's one thing that I want to explain, Jagero.
Okay.
I've had them comparing the cost of fuel in Kenya and those in Western Europe and in North America.
All right.
They are saying that fuel costs about 280 shillings per liter in America and about 300 shillings in Western Europe.
Okay.
They forget something called purchasing power parity. What is the value, the purchasing power of the Kenyan shilling when it is within Kenya and when it is outside Kenya?
All right.
They want to cost 1 liter of petrol at 250 shillings, diesel at 250 shillings. What else are we able to buy at 250 shillings in Kenya? 2 packets of unga. Try going to North America. 2 packets of unga will cost you 3,600. So that tells you the power, purchasing power of 250 Kenya shillings in Kenya is equal to 3,000 shillings in the US. So when you sell anything to a Kenyan at 250 shillings, it's like somebody selling something to a citizen in the US at 3,600.
All right.
Jagero, in average working class neighborhoods in Kenya, in Nairobi, like Umoja Inako, 250 shillings will give you a nice haircut.
What?
Try getting an haircut in the US, 2,500 shillings.
All right.
So let's not forget about the purchasing power parity. 250 shillings in Kenya is more valuable than it would be in the US. So when you charge Kenyans 250 shillings a liter, it's like you're literally charging them 2,500 shillings a liter in the US.
There is a question I want to ask you before I go back to Nyamori, because we are looking at some of the revenue. I don't know whether this is correct, but revenue impact, a lot of people, especially in the government, are very worried about the idea of going the way that Ndindi Nyoro or you are suggesting, because the key finding is that revenue impact on full VAT removal will cost the Kenyan government about 50 to 55 billion a year at the current rate of 8% rate. But if about 100 billion if VAT was still at 16% rate. That was between July 2023. The road maintenance will deny the government about 33 to 35 billion Kenya shillings. Again, the Fuel Stabilization and Petroleum Development Fund cannot reliably finance a permanent 5 billion diesel subsidy. So those are the questions that they're saying, that essentially you are going to be crippling the government by taking these stopgap measures.
Let me give them this response.
Okay.
Government exists first to protect lives, number 2 to protect liberties, and number 3 to create a conducive environment in which citizens can apply themselves and live just, affordable, and fair lives. This maximalist concept that government exists to give us development, that's a very simplistic thinking. You cannot. So why does government want revenue of 2.6 trillion? For what reason? to give Kenyans a conducive environment. If in the process of raising that 2.6 trillion, you are killing families, people are not able to feed their children, people are not able to pay rent, people are not able to move from work, then why do you want to collect 2.6 trillion? 2.6 trillion and even a budget of 4.7 trillion is only tenable if it makes the lives of ordinary citizens affordable. But if in the process of doing that, you're going to cripple families, kill businesses, send investors to our neighboring countries, then I think Joachim will agree with me that all else is lost. So it is not revenue at revenue's cost. It's not a matter of life and death. If anything, projections.
I want to give Nyamori an opportunity.
Before you give Nyamori.
Okay. Before I give Nyamori.
Can I chime in?
Okay.
Can I chime in?
Nyamori, do you give him the opportunity to chime in?
That's fine. Yeah. Okay. You see, all protection to how things are going back to protecting the margins of the revenue the government must get. And we are saying that the government must get that revenue to run operations, recurrent expenditure, pay salaries, and make sure that government stays afloat.
Okay.
So let us ask ourselves, how much of the revenue that we get goes to operations? Now, when we collect, like last year, 2.57 trillion, how much of it is supposed to go to operations of government? 600 billion. So how much do we remain with? almost 1.9 trillion. So that's not, if we are using the revenue we are getting without losing it to anything else, we have more than enough for ourselves. How much of it needs to go to counties? 415 billion. We have 1.5 trillion still left. Development, according to our budgets, they had put 700 billion. We already have, we still have some, how much?
1.4.
Yes.
1.4 trillion. So you're saying your left is 700 billion.
So you are 700 billion. You have already taken care of expenditure. You have sent money to counties. You have done development, but you still have 700 billion, which you can send to capitation, to health, and make sure that people live a comfortable life. But why are we not getting these things? Because when you look at government expenditure, I don't care how many times people wonder why I talk about odious debt. Because when you look at our expenditure, what is the item that is eating more than 80% of what we produce as Kenyans? It's that item of debt. And people are saying that we have to pay even if it's illegal. What do you mean we have to pay even if it's illegal? Because even the document that has been tabled by Mbadi in Parliament, it has no estimates of domestic borrowing. So how do we pay for what the Parliament did not pass? Because that document is what the Parliament will pass. So we end up living through misery to finance debts that did not benefit us. The first thing in any activity government does, it should be for the reprieve of the citizen. Anything that is not geared towards that direction.
Nyamuri passed his chance, so I'm gonna go back to the call.
I mean, we are supposed to have a discourse in this.
Okay, great. Go ahead. Then I will get the call later. Yes.
You know, we are not in disagreement.
Okay.
That Kenyans are going through a painful process. And as I said before, impact on diesel impacts on every person.
Yeah.
And I did say that the government did not sit by and bury its head in the sand. In fact, between April and today, the government has made significant, policy decisions. Using the road maintenance, the petrol development levy to the extent of 11 billion shillings. And at the same time cutting VAT from 16% to 13% and then to 8%. And then further, yesterday, reducing the diesel prices by 10 shillings as they increase the kerosene charges. And I mentioned that that, in my view, is not enough. My point is that as we make decisions, we must consciously consider what is it that we can eliminate out of the taxes, the levies, and so on. And as we eliminate them, on the expenditure side, what exactly are we able to then get rid of or reduce or cut? And this is a conscious decision that we must make as Kenyans.
Okay.
And it's a conscious decision that must be made in a consultative manner. And that is why I say that apart from EPRA making its own decisions, EPRA needs to continue consulting with stakeholders. EPRA needs to publish not only the last chart, but a dashboard that gives stakeholders a chance to interrogate whatever they are working on. And at the same time, Parliament needs to be engaged to discuss this, because this is a political economy issue. And then my point is that on every decision that we make it knowing that there are consequences. We can make it by deciding, as Mr. Opondo suggests, that we stop building roads. We can make it, as Mr. Simiu suggests, by deciding that we stop paying the debts that Kenya owes. But then we need, as a country, to then understand what is the consequences of every decision. I think it would be extremely reckless for any decision to be made without consideration of all those relevant.
Even as you go on,
Yes.
Mr. Nyamori, there is you threatened Joachim a few moments ago.
No, I didn't say Joachim is my friend. That is how we have a discussions with him.
He's threatening an incoming senator.
The issue of illegal debt, that if you look at the government expenditure and the money that is leaving the pocket of the government, is a whole lot. So the legality of this debt, do you think that we are paying too much in terms of debt, and we can't see what the debt has done?
The challenge is that the issue of the so-called odious debt is such a big discussion that if we are not careful, we will convolute this very important discussion the nation should be having on how to get ourselves out of the crisis that we have now by starting to discuss the issue of the odious debt. You know that the issue of the odious debt, give credit where it is due. That one of the initial decisions that President made was to set up a task force to investigate the odious debts. But some people quickly went to court and said that, Bwana President, you have no powers to set up a task force to investigate the odious debt. You should leave it to the Auditor General.
Yes.
So the question that I'm asking is that why is Simiu not directing the question of the odious debts to the Auditor General?
Very
and
nice.
What has happened in that process after the president was stopped from proceeding on with the task force that should have investigated?
Joachim, you've been lying to me.
Okay.
I like this conversation.
Very similar to the decisions that you see when the government made a decision, the president made a decision that we need to compensate, set up a task force to compensate the victims of violence.
Of police violence, yes.
Yeah, then some people quickly ran to court and said, no, the president has no powers to do that. And you see, then right now, they're blaming the president that there's a delay in compensation. So there is, every time the president has moved on to take certain decisions, some people run to court to block them. And then once they have run to court to block them, then they run around and say, but this thing is delaying.
Jagero, I need to intervene on this.
You cannot blame President William Ruto for not having taken
But the question I'm asking you is, before you come in, Joachim,
let me conclude by...
Do you think that we have got illegal debt in this country?
We need to investigate and understand, the level of our debts.
All right.
We need to understand what we took the debts for. We need to understand what the debts were used in.
Okay.
And then we need to understand whether it is possible legally to avoid paying some of those debts. You know, it's I listened to Joachim and his party leader make flying political statements as sloganeering that we shall not pay. It goes beyond that because, you see, it is not the politician who is obligated. The country is obligated. And we are operating within an international financial framework that you cannot just, wake up one day and declare that we are not paying IMF.
But I want to ask you a question.
My point
before
is
you
that
ask
there must
one more
be
question.
a due process But that due process will not be resolved through sloganeering. Let's get down to determine it.
Okay.
Okay.
Jagero, this is not rocket science.
I want to go back to you. I want to go back to Nyamori 1 minute before I get you in.
Yeah.
Mr. Nyamori. So on Kenya's name, because I think that when we get, let's say we are talking about 5 billion Kenya shillings. When we get to this country, the assumption is that the people of this country have gotten that debt to do a particular thing.
Indeed.
Let's say we are supposed to build a dam with that debt. Okay? But then we realize that Nyamuri gets into government, but realize that, look, I am supposed to pay 5 billion, but I am looking for this dam and I can't find it. So then the question is, okay, so where is the 5 billion? As a lawyer, tell us, what do we do?
And that is what I'm saying, that it needs to be investigated. And then a determination be made.
Okay.
But it be done through a due process. It cannot be done in press conferences. It cannot be done in podcast processes. We need to allow a due process to run its course and make that determination.
Okay.
You see, we were even told by the Auditor General that 500 billion shillings worth of euro bond did not hit the Kenyan, the consolidated fund account. The question is it possible that we can get to the point when we determine that indeed that did not happen? Where did this money go to? Okay?
But I imagine that we don't pay until we know where it went to. We keep paying but not asking the question.
You know, you've taken a bank loan, isn't it?
Yeah.
So by the time you're taking the bank loan, you sign on the dotted lines.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you are bound by those dotted lines. You have seen people pay bank loans even before drawdown because you know, the agreement said that you will pay. So basically what I'm saying is that we can improve our debt management. We need to determine any legacy problems that we have with the debts that have been taken.
Okay.
Every one of us would want to have a lighter burden.
Do you think that Kenya is a prudent country in terms of debt management and debt taking? Do you think we are prudent?
We are better than many countries. We can improve. We can improve. But I'm sure that we are better than many other countries.
Let me get to you, and then I want to. I will not let you go for a moment, Mr. Philip. I will not let you go for a moment. I want to hear from Joachim and then get back to you once more, and then I can let you go. Joachim, there is something that you are.
I've really wanted to quote the statement by the Auditor General.
Okay.
When he was before the parliamentary committee.
All right.
Talking about the budget making process. And he said that we've been doing illegal budgeting for over 10 years.
Illegal budgeting?
Yes. That in our budgets, there are numbers that are deliberately missing. That even to keep track of those numbers, it's difficult for her as the Auditor General. Even the control of budget have raised similar issues that we need to look into how we do our budget. And in concurrence with...
The person who controls the budget has a problem with the budget?
Yes.
So what are they controlling?
The control of budget was saying, and he's the one who flagged, the illegal withdrawal of 1.3 trillion over 7 months that brought a lot of questions.
Okay.
So she said that our budgeting is wrong. And I want to agree with Nyamori.
Who does the budgeting so that we understand? Who exactly does
So that's what I'm here to explain.
Great.
When we talk about the budget policy statement, which has been tabled by the CS Treasury, that's to say that this is what we expect to get in taxes, this is what we expect to get in revenue, and then the finance bill is how we can either amend the existing ways of getting taxes to get more, to fill the gap based on our budget.
Okay.
So, when President says that we need to look at how much of our debt is, we just look at our books over the years. How much have we been borrowing?
Okay.
According to Parliament, how much have they been passing in the successive financial years? In summation, then you find that how much has been borrowed over this same time. But here is where the problem is. That you get that 60% of our debt, which is domestic, we do not have domestic debt estimates in our budget making process. So when the document is tabled before Parliament for debate, and it is passed and the President assents to it, it becomes law. Which means that every borrowing in the coming financial year shall be done according to that law. So when it is done without revenue, domestic debt estimates, and you go ahead and borrow money domestically, is that legal? It's not even in our books. We can't find it. It was borrowed to do what? The reason why they are doing that is because they are borrowing to fund recurrent expenditure, which is against the law. That all borrowing shall be done only for development. So, Nyamore has said here that the President said that he has appointed a task force to go and...
Which was stopped by the courts.
Yes, to go and investigate this issue of debt. The court, what we want, I think the issue with the court was, what are the duties of the Auditor General?
Okay.
Do we need a task force to do the same duties of the Auditor General? Because if we are going to audit debt, then the Auditor General should be the one doing it. So the board on content is, has she been empowered to do it?
What is empowerment here? What is empowering here?
What was the President's response over the Auditor General claiming that some money has been lost? The President said that those are statements by mad people. So the President literally called Auditor General a mad person by saying that we have lost money. So
no.
Jumping from
no.
issue we are discussing.
I'm asking you a question.
Yes,
ask your question. Because we have seen the Auditor General come up with so many statements and so many presses. Have we had a statement about this date? About the ODS date? Have we had a statement about the ODS date?
The Auditor General,
so that the government can actually call her a mad person.
When the Auditor General says that I cannot find numbers to even come up with the actual.
So has she given an audit report?
So, Jagero, can I come in and help?
Find numbers in our...
Jagero, can I come in?
Those numbers are missing in our...
Joachim, I want to assist you.
So the question is, has she gone through an audit process? If, not finding numbers alone,
yes,
that she can have an opinion on that.
Is it an opinion?
Has she gone through that process and given an opinion that I cannot even audit because I can't find the numbers? The question is that if the Auditor General has a mandate, why is she not auditing?
Jagero, can I come in? There's something I need to clarify.
If the Auditor General went to Central Bank and is demanding papers and answers, can she be given, or she can be told no?
An auditor, you either give the papers or she gives her opinion. And you see,
she gives her opinion.
I remember the first time, I was a very young person when I went through my first audit. And, an auditor will tell you that anything that you are not able to provide, the documents that he wants on will be considered as not having been spent or having been misappropriated.
Mr. Nyamuri, this is really troubling. This is really concerning. That the Auditor General is perhaps not having the
Auditor
power.
General, the Auditor General says...
Just a minute for Nyamuri to finish.
That's the question that ever since the president's task force was stopped by court, what are the 1, 2, 3, 4 steps that the Auditor General has taken to audit the ODS debts? And where did she meet the
obstacles?
The obstacles, and where is her report?
Wait, SG.
Yes.
SG, you've been lying to me.
No,
because
you can't just start saying.
Yes, you've been lying to me.
No. I want to read to you.
You have been lying to me.
No. I want to read to you the statement. Just wait.
Before you read that statement, can I say something?
Yes.
Before you read that statement,
I want to read to you
because as Kenyans we have to be very even the people of the audience need to exactly know what is going on. Look, according to Nyamori, and tell me if he's wrong, he's saying that the auditor can only ask. If you don't ask, if they are not given the go-ahead and the papers that they need, they just say that we were not able to be given these papers. To that extent, they do not have the power to actually look for them. So when the president is asked, he's doing a task force, why are people rushing to court? Because apparently the Auditor General cannot actually go and look for these things.
So let us look at the person.
But you're reading for me something.
Yes. Let us look at the person who claims to have put together the task force.
Okay. All right.
You see, these things are just a pattern. At one point, this is a fierce defender of how the budget making process is done.
Okay.
Then suddenly at some point, he's like, no.
Okay.
Let us now look for the task force to organize these things. We know how these people behave. What is so difficult for the president to be the one sponsoring the people to go to court?
No.
Have you imagined that? No. What is so hard for him?
I thought you were going to talk to me about facts and figures.
No. Let me now read to you the statement by the Auditor General.
You are not a firefly. You can't perch on Ruto's shoulders.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I wish these things get.
I want to get to Mr. Omolo. Mr. Omolo, are you still there?
Yes, I am, and I'm enjoying.
I want to ask you about this odious debt thing. What is your thinking exactly around it?
Now, let's get this.
Okay.
Government is run by ministries, departments, agencies. Now in Kenya, county governments, and then there are other 3 institutions.
Okay.
Commissions.
Okay.
Then 2 independent offices, which is the controller of budget.
Okay.
And the Auditor General. Now, when Nyamori says that the president has been stopped from putting together a task force to audit odious debt, or the national debt generally.
Okay.
The reason is because there is a body, the Office of the Auditor General, that has constitutional mandate to audit any funds in this country. Now, here is where the tragedy comes in.
Okay.
Explanations are out here which we are not able to verify. That despite the Constitution establishing a central collecting account called the consolidated account, to which all funds of the government should be deposited, so that their withdrawal is controlled by Parliament, the Auditor General, and the controller of budget.
All right.
Some people within government went outside and opened some other accounts which are off-site of the Auditor General and controller of budget, and deposited some monies apparently borrowed in the name of the people of Kenya in those off-site accounts. So the Auditor General does not have records on how those accounts are being dispensed. Now, my brother Jagero and to Nyamori, to audit means you are given financial statements that are complete. The auditor looks at them against particular provisions of the law or procedures of audit and expresses an opinion that, in my opinion, the way these records are kept is a true reflection of what is there on the ground. Now, the Auditor General in Kenya as of today is not able to have sight of those funds. She is not able to express an opinion because she does not have information. Remember, debt in Kenya is run from the Directorate of National Debt, which is in Treasury. So unless Treasury avails a record of Kenya's debt stock for the Auditor General to audit, the auditor will not be able to audit it. So now, when the
Can I then ask you a question, because it appears that there is a trend whereby we have got bodies in Kenya that do not have the powers that they need to have. Remember, the ACC has also been in the same trouble, that they can look at Nyamuri, they can look at Jagero, they can look at Philip, realize that Philip actually should be in court, but then they will have to go to the people with the body with the prosecutor,
the police
powers.
The DPP.
Yeah, the DPP. And if they are curtailed at that crossroad, then they can do nothing. They will, for lack of a better word, only give an opinion. And so the question is, do you think that the Auditor General's office is toothless, so to speak? Because then they can't even demand for these things.
Not toothless.
Okay.
The Auditor General audits financial statements that are prepared by either a ministry, a state department, a state agency, a county government, or commission.
To what end?
So they audit so that they can express an opinion whether the financial affairs of those institutions are being run according to the law and according to public accounting standards.
All right.
Now,
the law then is assuming that there are people of goodwill after the opinion has been made.
Not goodwill.
Okay.
Not goodwill. The law mandate public institutions to avail financial statements to the auditor. Now, when it comes to public debt,
all right,
this Directorate of Public Debt, it gives limited information to the Auditor General. So the Auditor General is not able to audit the debt that relates to these things that are being said are odious debt. And the auditor does not have power to compel.
At which point as a country we are stuck?
Yeah, we are stuck with that.
Yeah, that's why, and Jagero, that's why, since constitutional methods are not creating utility for the people of Kenya, you see young people in the streets every day demanding for alternative ways of running government, because their constitutional democracy is not functional, since people with vested interests have gamed the system, and they are vetoing even the small demands from Parliament. They are vetoing small demands from DPP. They are vetoing small demands from EACC. Some people with vested interests, they have gamed the system and they are holding it at ransom.
All right. Let me go back to Nyamuri. Nyamuri, you have got a lot of questions to answer.
Jagero.
Things are broken, Mr. Nyamuri.
You know, I listened to Mr. Pondo to the extent of talking about what needs to be done. He's very right.
Okay.
But then it's very curious that he mentioned that he has heard from somewhere something that he cannot confirm. Those were his words, that he is not able to confirm that certain people have, blocked access of the Auditor General to these documents. You know, we are a system of record.
Yes.
Okay. I know that the Auditor General in pre-2022 addressed the issue that they are not able to access documentation regarding the 500 billion that was procured from the Euro bond.
Yes.
The question that I'm asking is, after the court decided that President William Ruto could not appoint a task force, because you remember President William Ruto was responding to pressure from Simiyu and his ilk that there is odious debt, we need to audit it, and no one was taking action. The Auditor General was there. So President William Ruto said, this thing is being used politically to attack me. Let's look at it, and appointed a task force that included even all the stakeholders. Then somebody went to court and blocked this. The question is, since then, what are the steps that the Auditor General has taken, and has she given us a report that Treasury has since then blocked her?
Have you checked, Nyamuri?
No. Look here. No. I have a statement from the Auditor General.
Okay.
Yeah.
who was investigating or auditing a Eurobond that had been taken.
Okay.
But that I've talked about.
No, you have not. The government has taken so many Eurobonds. No. You did not mention the expression of the Auditor General.
Okay.
As to why there is no clarity on matters of debt.
Okay.
And this is what the Auditor General says.
Okay.
Where is that? That due to missing documentation and a total lack of clarity, the regularity and effectiveness of 110 billion of the Eurobond proceeds could not be confirmed.
Okay.
Which means that for you to audit and get a real picture of how things are, you need to be provided with all documents and total clarity of how things
This is the confusion, Mr. Nyamori, because if the Auditor General is not able to get the documents to work with,
yes,
and this document is actually supposed to come from the government,
yes,
so this task force is going to get it from who?
From who?
Jagero, it means Jagero.
For example, before Pondo speaks,
okay,
when auditors from the office of the Auditor General,
just a minute, Pondo, let Joachim and you then
when the Auditor General comes to Safina Party,
okay,
to audit us, we are the ones supposed to provide documents,
okay,
of how we have spent the money the government gave us.
Gave you as a political party.
Yes.
All right.
So if we do not provide those documents,
okay,
tell me how the Auditor General will form an opinion.
In fact, I've got more questions on the same.
Yes.
If you refuse to provide those documents, what should happen? Because I don't think the Auditor General should just give her wise words.
All right. Sasa sikiliza.
Yes.
Jagero, this is what happens.
Okay.
This is what happens.
Yes.
So the law mandates that all people expending public funds must keep records, and they keep records according to specific rules.
Okay.
They are accounting, public accounting, and there is the constitution and there is the law. Then this is what happens. So the Auditor General comes.
Okay.
And the body, like Safina Party, if it is getting public, if it is getting political parties funds, is mandated by the law, the Political Parties Act, and the Public Finance Management Act, to avail their financial statements to the Auditor General.
Yes.
If they don't do it, the Auditor General will write a report, and that report goes to Parliament, the National Assembly.
All right.
The National Assembly will then summon that spending institution. If it's a county government, if it's the treasury, they will be summoned to Parliament.
Okay.
Then the Auditor General will be given a chance in Parliament before that parliamentary committee.
All right.
To prosecute this public institution that has failed to avail information. And then after that, the relevant committee will take action, which include signaling off the EACC to investigate, or the DCI to make an arrest, or the DPP to institute charges against that institution for having failed to spend public funds in line with the constitution, the law, and relevant regulations.
Okay.
So, by the time you see the National Treasury not being responsible, it's just because somebody who is powerful is protecting them. Otherwise, the Auditor General
that means, according to you, we should have seen the National Treasury officers and principals in Parliament answering.
They have already been there.
They have
already been there.
What happens after that?
They have been called. The auditor has prosecuted its case. The National Treasury has failed to avail those information.
Yes.
And now the Parliament has even written a report which ought to go to the EACC to investigate, and then Directorate of Criminal Investigation.
On it.
Yes.
Somewhere there, you know, what Jimmy Wanjigi calls the black box or something. You know, there is a black box. I think it is Ndindi Nyoro who is calling EPRA a black box. You know. But before I give a chance to the next person, let me make a statement here.
Okay.
When the Constitution mandates I want to say this to Nyamori because he's a lawyer. When the colonialists colonized us here, the Queen retained something that was called prerogative powers.
Okay.
The Queen could do anything which was not defined by law.
Okay.
Now, after the 2010 Constitution, the president in Kenya does not exercise prerogative powers. He rather exercises what we call specific.
That he must abide by the existing law.
So Joachim, it is called, he exercises a specific mandate. Like, for instance, the mandate to audit public debt is not the president's power. That one belongs to a constitutional body called the Office of the Auditor General. Now, when the president purports to put up a politically appointed task force to investigate national debt, it is like the monkey presiding over the affairs of the forest, appointing fellow monkeys and insisting that they tell us how to go with about the affairs of the forest, which include baboons, include other animals.
So how do you tell? How do you tell?
Okay, Nyamuri, I will still keep you there, Mr.
Similarly, Jagero.
I will call the one.
Jagero.
The easiest
Jagero.
Don't go out.
No,
just one last thing.
Okay.
When the president purports,
I will let you come in later. I want.
Okay, fine.
The easiest thing. I want to ask a question.
Discuss this
No. Sinakuru.
They don't want.
No, I just want to ask a question so that he can answer. One question.
Which question?
One question. So that he can answer. Can we be told how much, because Nyamori is arguing that with this issue of audit.
Stop the music on your side.
How much of our revenue?
I don't have music on my side.
And do we have estimates in the current budget that is before Parliament? Nyamori must be knowing that.
Yes.
If we have those estimates,
but he's complaining that you and Philip are.
No. He has time. He has time.
Okay. Go ahead. Odhiambo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm waiting for you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I still go back to what I said. And then my point is that the Auditor General has a constitutional mandate to carry out audit. Okay? This issue of odious debt, particularly what Joachim was raising, the issue of the Eurobond debt. It's a pre-William Ruto's regime's debt. It is Uhuru Kenyatta's debt. And you see, when the issue of the odious debt has been used politically, and whenever it is used, it is directed towards President William Ruto. Okay? If Uhuru Kenyatta's system did not avail certain documentation, and we are saying that the issue of odious debt is not transparent. The way we have collected the debt, how much we have, the way we have procured the debt, how much we have procured them, and so on and so forth. It is important that the process of auditing it be as transparent as possible. Okay. Now, the process that is my view, and you see. In law, we normally say you can have your view as a lawyer, the court can have its view. The mere fact that the Auditor General has a constitutional mandate does not stop any duty bearer from government from initiating internal processes to check what is happening in government. Okay? Even CEOs of a state corporation can ask the internal auditor, okay, to check what is happening in a department. The board of a state corporation can ask its audit committee to work with an internal auditor. And then the board audit committee can then seek the mandate of, the Auditor General's office. Okay? So my point is that there was nothing, in my view, that was legally wrong with what the president did. Because the president said, this thing has been raised. We need to check what is it. And so as
the,
to make it...
The problem
so
is that
so as to make it-
the problem, Mr. Nyamuri.
Allow me just to finish.
Okay.
So as to make it transparent, rather than assigning it to an officer, assigned it to a task force that had various entities, so that it is as transparent as possible. That did not stop the Auditor General from undertaking the Auditor General's mandate. The question that I'm asking, is there a report that has been tabled in public that the Auditor General has attempted to, audit these debts, and that the Treasury under President William Ruto has blocked the Auditor General from...
No. You are out of order.
Report here. Okay. Let me make it very public.
No, Joachim, you are wasting your time. We've responded to that question from Nyamuri adequately.
Let me provide...
You are wasting your time now.
Of one report.
Okay.
Because Nyamuri has said that the issue of Eurobond was before Ruto became president.
Yeah.
So Nyamori must be told that a Eurobond is a type of a loan that any regime can take, including William Ruto. And this is called, how do I call it? Because it's a report in Aitraje, performance audit report by the current Auditor General Nancy Gathungu on William Ruto's 188 billion Eurobond. That's 1.5 billion US dollars. Out of the billions borrowed, 188, 78.3 billion went to the agreed external debt buyback. I think the economist will tell us what that is. Now,
outside the law.
Treasury flagrantly diverted a massive 30 billion to patch up shortfalls in domestic treasury bonds. So this is what? A loan that is being paid to do what? That is being used to do what? To patch up shortfalls in the domestic treasury bonds. Illegality. So that is where now the Auditor General says irregularity and effectiveness of 110 billion cannot be confirmed because of missing documentations and lack of clarity.
I want to go to the...
We are jumping from one issue to another.
Okay.
The issue that we are discussing is that there are the historical odious debts that have not been audited.
Okay.
Okay.
This is an example.
What is mentioning is a regular audit that has been carried out and finalized, and the auditor has given an opinion. And that is about...
This is one example of odious.
Okay?
Kwani, what is odious debt?
So can... The whole figure that Simiu and
Nyamori must tell us what odious debt is. What is the definition of odious?
Throwing around.
Remember when you're talking, Nyamori is very quiet.
Has it been audited?
Yes.
In a due process.
Okay.
And an opinion given on the entire.
Okay.
The entire figure that is being talked about.
Okay.
That for me is the issue.
Okay.
Okay. What Simiu is mentioning, however, whatever opinion it is, basically proves that the Auditor General had access to documentation.
Okay.
That is for debts taken under President William Ruto. So he cannot turn around and now say that justifies what he was talking about.
No.
I want to bring
Jakero, this is 188 billion.
Okay.
What's accounted for is 78 being used to do external debt buyback, and the 30 billion doing the patch up of the domestic treasury bonds. Where is 110?
Okay. Odhiambo.
Yes, I'm here.
Line?
I'm here, I can hear you.
Odhiambo, where is 110?
There's a writer who I like reading his book very much.
Okay.
Never Eat Alone.
Never Eat Alone is just one of them. Okay. I will not mention because you actually be joking around. Anyway, that writer says,
okay,
if you want to understand any war, when you walk into a room and you find disagreement,
okay,
then you must ask yourself a fundamental question.
Okay.
What is this really about.
All right.
Now, on this podcast, from the time it started up to now, I've been following from second one.
Okay.
Our audience is interested to know two things.
Okay.
One, what is this that is happening? And two, how do we get out of it?
Okay.
People are less interested about the merits and demerits and who refused to access what thing and who gave access.
All right.
But we still appreciate the discussion around it. Now, my point is this, Jagere.
All right.
Everybody in this country knows very well that the thief who messed the country is President Uhuru Kenyatta. That is public knowledge. Okay? Where President Ruto finds himself, even if Joaquim was put the president of Kenya, he will make worse decisions than what President Ruto is doing. Because it is catch-22 situation. If President Ruto had the courage, okay, and it is the courage of a madman that does not require democracy, and say we are going after the thieves who stole the first Eurobond, because there's this talk that Joaquim likes saying that President Ruto was also involved in that thing, but the criminal culpability rest will come out. Tuge, what is teetering somewhere around government now, and Uhuru Kenyatta. If President Ruto had that courage, which cannot be present in the kind of democracy we have, he would go for President Uhuru and his allies.
Okay.
And tell them, you know what, gentlemen, we have to pay this. I can tell you a secret. Whoever wants to talk, just hold on.
Yes.
In our situation, just a minute, gentlemen, just a minute. Let me say what I want to say. I'm landing.
To listen to people.
Yeah. In our situation at Azimio back then,
yes,
we did have a formula of ensuring that these monies come back to the country, because the problem that we have, the issue that we have, Jagero, is that there's been capital flight from the country. We need that money back in whatever means. The end justifies the means. If we're going to extend amnesty to these people to bring back this money so that we have factories running, investments up, let's do it. If we want to go through war and arrest somebody and take them to jail, etc., let's do it. Whatever has to be done, has to be done. Okay. But the wisest way and the part of least resistance is there's capital flight. Let's have a national conversation about the capital flight that was orchestrated by Uhuru Kenyatta.
Okay. I want to.
That is the conversation that we need to talk about.
I want to allow Mr. Philip to join in for in finishing, and then we are going to open this for the public to also call and give us what they think.
What I'm wondering about Odhiambo.
Joaquim, let me answer Odhiambo.
Yes.
Now, I want to remind my brother Odhiambo Otieno that Kenya has a constitutional framework that can enable us follow up on people who messed up with Eurobond in Uhuru's time, and we've explained that process. The Auditor General expresses their view. That view is taken to Parliament. Parliament summons the relevant people. They appear before Parliament. If they don't answer adequately, the EACC, DPP, and DCI are flagged off to begin those processes. We have seen governors answering questions concerning things that were done by previous governors, and they say clearly this one was done before I was in office. And we've seen EACC issuing summons to officers who did those transactions during those previous regimes. So there's a constitutional framework to handle this. President Ruto does not need to be a madman. He doesn't need to be a dictator to be able to handle issues that concern transactions which were done in the Eurobond messes during Uhuru's time. Now, but I also want to challenge Otieno Odhiambo. He just mentioned the name Kamau Tuge. Didn't President Ruto find it suitable to appoint the same Kamau Tuge to now be the head of our central bank?
Yeah.
Do you take that for granted? Now, there is also an argument, a strong one, by Jimmy Wanjigi, that during President Uhuru's time, the fellow who was in charge of Treasury, Henry Rotich, was a direct proposal from President Ruto when he was serving as the deputy president of the country at that time. So I just want to re-emphasize that constitutionally and within our legal framework, nothing stops this current regime from looking backward and holding accountable people who messed up during President Uhuru's time. But I also don't want us to keep our eyes off what Joachim is raising now, that these atrocities are continuing under the watch of this current regime. Perhaps that's why they're not concerned about past atrocities, because their hands are in the cash till right now.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. We want to disconnect to another phone line, which is going to be taking calls from the other people of the internet to chime in and tell us what they want in the next 10 minutes, so that we Nyamuri is having a flight, so we will need to finish in the next 10 minutes. So Joachim, you can say that as they connect the other.
Yes, as they connect. So imagining that President Ruto can gather any courage to face this monster is living in a world that does not exist, because it simply means that he will be facing himself. Because as Odhiambo has said, or Pondo has said, that the same President Ruto found it suitable to appoint Kamau Thuge, who was part of the first Eurobond heist, to be the central bank governor. So the issue here is that, and what was set up at that time is still going on today. That the atrocities they are talking about Uhuru Kenyatta are the same atrocities that President William Ruto's government is doing on an industrial scale.
Put the phone on the
So
the phone number. All right, people. We are going to be having calls now. We are not going to be having a lot of calls, because Nyamuri has to leave in the next few minutes. Is that not so, Mr. Nyamuri? So we will not take a lot of calls today, people of the internet, but it's been a very, very beautiful conversation. So the number is, I can't see it on the screen, but probably people of the internet are already seeing it. You can call us on +254 103784 for a short while, and then we'll allow about three calls in, and people already calling. Okay, people calling, but we can't see. Hello, how are you? What is your name and where are you calling us from? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Yes. What do you think about the issues that we are discussing today?
So first you are speaking to Samuel.
All right, where are you calling us from?
Calling from Nairobi.
All right.
So in a summary, I listened to the situation in Kenya and what I see happening in Kenya. And generally I conclude that the mistake lies with citizens, that is us. Because the problem we did is we placed President Ruto on contract before interviewing him.
Okay.
So right now we are interviewing him on what he can do or what he's going to do for us.
All right.
Rather than we should have asked what he was to do for us and in which way we could have done it.
Isn't that the way it goes? That the politicians come to us with manifestos and we don't give our manifestos and say, look, this is what we want.
But we didn't ask in his manifestos the means that he was going to use to deliver what the heavens that he promised.
All right. All right, thank you very much.
Unlike today, if you listen to Safina, we can clearly see that they are giving a solution on how they are going to deliver what they are saying.
All right. All right, thank you very much. We will pick another 2 calls and then we can call it a night today because we do not have a lot of time. All right.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Jagero, this is Odhiambo calling from Kakamega.
Yes, Odhiambo. How are you doing? How is Kakamega?
Kakamega is doing great. Very first, before you cut me, Jagero, number one is to tell Nyamori that Odia's debt cannot be paid.
Okay.
And should look at the case of Mozambique. He's a lawyer. He is aware of that case. Two, we are in this quagmire because of two people. This guy heckling in treasury called Mbadi, and this guy called Duane. They are the ones amended the bill and made sure that the money borrowed from outside could not pass through consolidated fund. Money that does not pass through consolidated fund, the Auditor General cannot audit. That's why Jaden borrowed 20 billion from US and they opened an account in New York so that they can deposit that money there. So Mbadi and Duale are the source of this problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. Shida iko. Incoming call. Okay. Hello, how are you, Daktari?
Hello.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Good evening, Jagero.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
Thank you. So this is Odhiambo from Nairobi.
All right.
I just want to have two things. Number one,
Okay.
it is very sad for me today to listen to Nyamori.
Okay, you are feeling sad listening.
Who has studied law.
Okay. Go ahead.
How a government and institutions needs to work. And supports the president, who is a politically elevated leader, to be forming task force.
Okay.
To audit the debts that the government is using. I'm feeling very sad for Nyamori today.
All right, I thank you very much.
Please don't feel sad for me because I'm not sad.
Nyamori Bwana. Hello, how are you? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Good evening, Jagero. This is Nelson. I'm calling you from Indiana.
You're calling us from Indiana, United States. What is your thinking tonight?
It has been a lovely discussion, especially involving budget making and debt.
Okay.
But I would rather this kind of discussion be dissociated from politicians.
Okay.
You needed to have brought authority into the picture.
Okay.
To give us a breakdown, especially on the sale funds, sale taxes. Also to avail to us which ones can go away or they can do away with in order to help people live a normal life.
All right.
And also I would like to suggest that President Ruto did not find the country in a good shape. That's the truth of the matter.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, we will take one more call and then we can call it a night today because it has been a good one. Let me talk to this person and then we can call it on. Hello, how are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello, Mr. Nagero.
Yes.
My name is Edwin. I'm calling you from Nairobi.
You're calling us from?
I'm calling you from Nairobi.
All right.
My views tonight. You see, as Kenyans, I believe that this may have been
okay.
Because they are busy making deals with government that just not. When we talk about leadership,
okay,
there is a deficiency of that in government.
There's a deficiency of leadership in this government.
In government, yeah.
Okay.
Let's.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
Tunadudi hata kazi yako utakula. But these guys wanakula zaidi.
Okay.
Hiyo ndio mzuri sana, wanakula na baraka. So my question to these people, I believe it's a president that has been carried from leader.
Oh man, I can't hear the gentleman at all. I don't know. Are you guys able to hear him?
No.
We are not able to hear him. I'm so sorry. We are not able to hear you at all. People of the internet, it's been amazing evening. I want to thank Mr. Joshua Nyamori, Lawyer Joshua Nyamori, for coming in and staying with us. Amazing conversation. I hope that you loved it. So I want to give you your last words to say before we finish completely.
My last word is that this country is too important for us to disengage from. And I want to invite all the listeners and Kenyans, wherever they are, that we must engage in these discussions and not to have any fear in taking a position. And then in my view, that if I go back to the initial issue, we were discussing the subject of the day, which was the fuel crisis.
Just given birth to so much.
Yes. My position and what I'm suing for is that we can still be able to give more relief. But that relief should be targeted relief, not to everybody. And that targeted relief should target, the very poor in the society. And that as we do it, we should also take in interest in discussion that these reliefs that are being given, are they being passed over? For instance, when we give a relief of worth 11 billion, to what extent has this been passed over? Because it is public money being used to support the public, especially the vulnerable, being used to what extent is it being passed over to the common man? The other thing is that as we continue to make decisions, which we must make, on what else to reduce or cut, we need to take a whole fiscal design, fiscal framework design, and be able to make a decision on where to reduce revenue and which expenses to reduce. And that we can do this soberly as a country in an inclusive manner. I hope that EPRA would be able to continue keeping us updated. We do not know on which side of the bed Trump will wake up next week. So it is possible that he could decide to not only attack Iran, but attack several other countries. The reality is that it is still going to affect us.
All right.
So as I said, Winston Churchill told the British when he was taking over on 10th of May 1939, when the British was being pounded by bombs, and everybody thought that, Winston Churchill would announce the end of bombs and announce, rehabilitation overnight. He told them that to the British people, I have nothing to offer, but, pain, blood, toil, tears, and sweat. And so I know we are going to go through a difficult period. But this difficult period, we can only be able to walk out of it if we stop being populist. And we pull together to make the right decisions that would get this country back on the path. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In finishing, Mr. SG, how are you doing?
Why do you start with in finishing?
You don't want to finish?
It's an intimidation trick.
It's an intimidation statement. Say your last words.
I just want to tell the Kenyans to understand the symbolism that is involved in voting. Where at the end of the slogans, at the end of the manifestos, you find yourself in the voting booth alone. That's for you to think about your life. So as you vote this time round, as we go to voting, think about your life, not any other person. Vote for your own interest.
All right.
And the person to take care of that interest, we know it's the captain of the ark, Jimmy Wanjigi. Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
One is talking about
Mr. Joaquim Simiyu. Thank you very much, people of the internet. You are the guys that's the reason that we are here, gathering around the fireplace and talking to us. Thank you very much.
Cathedral.
Please consider subscribing. And until another episode, bye for now.
That was...
HustlesAfrica.com, a guide to high-paying online jobs. At HustlesAfrica.com, you will discover the jobs people are doing from home, the platforms where opportunities are found, the skills that open doors, and the practical steps to begin earning. Go to HustlesAfrica.com today.